Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the It's All About the Barbecue Blackstone and Beer Network proudly presents to you another edition of Thursday Night Barbecue Chat. I'm Steve Crass. I'm the Grill Department Manager over at Wanamaker's in lovely, beautiful Downers Grove, Illinois. And the man sitting next to me, as always, the chairman of the board, Barbecue Blackstone and Beer, Mr. Ryan Hoagland.
Oh, sorry. That's the end of the show.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. It was a quick show today. Just wanted to make sure everybody was still watching.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, 5 people on It's All About the Barbecue and 2 on Barbecue Blackstone Beer. Wow. Welcome in, everybody. It is Thursday night. It's time for barbecue chat.
We had a little week off there, buddy. We had a little Thanksgiving. Everybody had Thanksgiving. I did. Just so everybody knows, if they didn't see the post, I got my turkey from Mr. John Bovinet up there at Steamboat Barbecue, and it was a fantastic turkey, and I'm glad to say I didn't cook a damn thing.
Well, I, on the other hand, was able to use my amazing Weber Smokefire EX4 that I probably got from Wanamaker's in beautiful Downers Grove, Illinois.
It is beautiful, Downers Grove, Illinois.
Smoke a 25-pound turkey. It was amazing. Enjoyed every minute of it. My mother-in-law, especially, who has repeatedly reminded me that she does not like smoked turkey, said it was the best turkey she's ever had.
Oh, that's good.
My mother-in-law. I mean, that's great.
Well, tonight, Ryan,
we're not talking turkey tonight.
We're not talking turkey tonight. We are going to go back to October. We are going to go back to Pizza Month because this gentleman tried to get him on there for Pizza Month. And there it is, the Pizza Cookoff Association, which I think is a neat thing. I don't know anything about it, which is probably a great reason to have Jerry Belcastro on today. And he is going to explain the Pizza Cookoff Association and how it all works, because I don't know how it works at all.
All right. Well, without further ado, Jerry, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here.
So, Jerry, have you always been a pizza lover, or how do you go from just being a normal guy to I just out of the blue I'm gonna start a whole pizza cook-off?
Right
pizza cook. Yeah, I'm going right in. I got a lot of energy today.
Right for the jugular.
I mean, how does it happen?
I actually started when I got out of college. My sister was 3 years behind me. She didn't want to go to college, so we opened up a little pizza and sub place in our little town of McDonough, Georgia. And at that time, we actually had a monopoly in McDonough. You had to go 20 miles one way or the other to get a pizza. So we started it in late 1980, and we after 2 years we expanded and moved and got beer and wine, then started cooking some Italian dinners with it, and really had a monopoly for 5 years until Pizza Hut and Domino's come along. And that sort of ties into how I got this thing started. So I had the restaurant for about 13 years, and then I went into the corporate world and went to work for Delta Airlines. My goal for them was to get into the catering department with them, and eventually did that. My last job at Delta was I was a regional manager of international catering. My office was in the international kitchen, and I oversaw all the 55 international flights for catering for Delta. So I always had a love for food. Grew up, my father Italian, my mother was Ukrainian, but we predominantly cooked Italian food since we had the restaurant, and even after leaving the restaurant, I always did catering. I always was doing some type of food. So fast forward to about 4 years ago, one of the gentlemen I was working with he was mentioning his son was competing in a barbecue event. and that really intrigued me. And we went out to the event. We actually got there late when it was all just about over. We didn't realize all the turn-in times were in the morning. We got there like at 1 o'clock when everything was wrapping up. But my wife and I were really intrigued by that, and we started judging for the Georgia Barbecue Association. In doing that, we found out about the Steak Cookoff Association, and that really intrigued me because you could do all that in one day, opposed to the barbecue events. Those guys get there mid-morning on a Friday, set up, cook overnight, all the turn-ins are the next day. Steak, you do it all in one day. So then COVID come along, of course, and everybody was home watching all the food channels. And we were watching a show on the History Channel, The Foods That Built America.
Mm-hmm.
That had an episode with how Pizza Hut and Domino's got their start. So we're watching this, and it was two brothers from each company and showing them all the trials and tribulations on how they got started. And after watching that show, I said, I'm going to do this. I always had a passion for pizza, and sort of, it's pretty much the same timeline as other events. We get there early, about 8 o'clock. Cooks sign in, they get assigned a place, and we'll have a cooks meeting, we'll have a judges meeting, and then that timeline will start. But the way the competition is run, everybody gets to turn to cook the first preliminary round. We ask that the pizzas, we give them a round cardboard circle. We don't put the pizza in a box unless it's raining. And reason for that is, you get a pizza and put that lid down, all that heat and condensation starts building, your pizza starts getting soggy. So we give them a 14-inch cardboard circle for turn-in. One of our sponsors is Portion Paddle. They developed a paddle that has grooves in it for 12 inches. So it's a good measuring stick for the judges, because it gets transferred from that cardboard circle to the portion paddle, and we judge for appearance before that pizza gets cut. So that way, we're not cutting through and messing it all up. That portion paddle has grooves in it where you get 6 perfect slices. We have 5 judges. We do that purposely so that last judge gets a choice between those last 2 slices. Sometimes those pizzas aren't perfect, and that part of that crust may be burned or something. So there's 6 slices and 5 judges. They get a choice on that last slice, and that last slice will stay on the paddle. And the table captain does not judge. He just assists everybody on getting their slice and everything. And then they judge for construction was one of the categories. So in construction, we just look on how that pizza's built, and you're looking at a ratio of the sauce, the cheese, and the toppings. So they're all pretty equal. So when you pick up that slice, or you go to eat that slice, you don't have a bunch of sauce running out, a bunch of cheese, or too many toppings. You just want that to be all proportioned right, with all the right ratios. So that's construction. Then we have the category of crust by itself. We rate the crust, judge the crust, and then of course we have taste. So that first round, we have 4 categories: appearance, construction, crust, and taste. The top 5 will make the finals. So I go out and notify those top 5. And for that first round, I'll take a step back. We give them a 45-minute window to turn in their best pizza. So as you guys know, in barbecue, a lot of cooks will wait to that last minute to turn in, their box. For pizza, it's a little different because in that 45-minute window, you could cook 4, 5, 6 pizzas depending on what kind of oven you have. If you have an Uni, Alpha, or some of the high temp ovens that cook at 900 degrees, you could cook 5 or 6 pizzas in that window. And when I tell them, the cooks in the cooks meeting, hey, when you get a good pizza, turn it in, because when that pizza comes in, they're being judged one at a time. It'll go straight to a table and it'll get judged. So that pizza's not sitting around any length of time. So the judges are based on the number of cooks. We basically try to go one judge per each cook, and do it in tables of 5. Our goal there is to keep that pizza as hot as you can from the time they bring it in and getting it judged. Then for the finals, we will do the top 5. I'll go out there, give everybody the cardboard circles. You made it to the finals. At that point, they have 30 minutes to go back and get their oven back up to temp and get everything prepared. And then after that 30 minutes expires, they have a 10-minute window to turn in. So that way, all 5 pizzas are coming in within a 10-minute time, and then they get all judged against each other. So we judge one at a time on the first round, and then we do comparative judging for the money.
Now the pizzas that are turning in, is it like a sausage category or pepperoni, or is it just a free for all of whatever you want to do?
Yeah, so good question. We right now we basically let them cook whatever they want to. And that's going to be the beauty of this. Once it does catch on and get bigger, you can have the ability as a promoter to say, hey, we will just do seafood, or have to have some type of seafood on there, or, it's got to be Neapolitan. You could do a specific style of pizza. And that's what's going to be really, really cool going forward once this catches on. But right now, we just give them the ability. They could cook whatever they want to. They don't have to cook the same pizza if they make the finals. Say they think they could make one good enough to get to the finals, and if they have an ace in a hole and have a really specialty pizza they want to save for the finals, they could do that. That could do that too. So, my idea about this was to have it. Right now, it's pretty wide open to where your cooking source could be pretty much anything. You could do a regular grill with a pizza stone on it. You could do a smoker with a stone. Basically anything. And as you guys know, these days there are all kind of little small portable ovens coming out. So this is really where it's going to really get interesting. So that's why I've sort of tied into the barbecue world, because I already have an instant audience, so to speak, and hopefully try to get some of these guys that are cooking barbecue to, hey, let's try pizza.
Let's try to do pizza as well. Yeah, definitely. Some great stuff. I just want to catch up with a couple people here. We got Robert Rose. That's another fellow Blackstone Griddle Crew member of mine. So, hey, Robert. Dan Dickey was asking a question. Is it expanding from the East Coast?
It is. This for 2024, I have 4 events already in the books. I'm working on another 5 or 6. Interestingly enough, I have the lady at the Meadowlands up in New Jersey, the racetrack up there. She's had an SCA event, and she wants to do a double cook-off next year. A fellow in Mesquite, Texas, trying to tie in with an event there, hopefully in April. Down in Florida, trying to tie in with some of these breweries, pizza and beer. So I'm working with some of those folks, hopefully to get in to have some events with these breweries and brew festivals.
I see Ryan. I see Sean Young commented that he loves the concept. Sean, that might be something for Saluting with Smoke to have a pizza cook-off event there at the event. I think that would be pretty fun. Be the first one in Illinois. Ryan might win it. No.
Well, I did get my new pizza oven yesterday, so we just got to put together. So
yeah,
we're excited about that. But we got Bob Harvey in here says these contests are a lot of fun. So
yeah, Bob's competed.
Awesome.
A couple times.
They sound like they're
a great guy.
Ken, how's it going? Another Blackstone Griddle crew member there. Of course, Griddles and Middles with Nick and Jay. No, I was talking to Jerry before you got on here, Steve, and right now, because of the new Blackstone pizza oven that they just came out with, the Ligero pizza oven, our barbecue, our Blackstone Griddle crew chat is just going crazy about all this pizza talk and everything right now. So I invited them all here, Steve. Don't hate on my parade, buddy.
I'm not hating on the parade. I just love your subtle pushes. That's all, Ryan. The little the little tags and the little griddle crew and griddle battle and Blackstone and
it's good. But guys, you can go check out the pizzacookoff.com for all the events that are coming up. I'm sure hopefully there's going to be more added to that. And then, Jerry, I did see on your page, I was looking at some stuff about your judging. So you're having judging classes and everything. So,
yeah. So right now I have 106 trained judges, about 175 members. And really the hardest part of this whole thing has been trying to get people to come out and compete. My sponsorship's been great. Alpha Ovens jumped in immediately. Michael Stone with Alpha, he has followed the SCA and knows what could possibly be with this. And you guys had Matt Frampton on with Urban Slicer a few weeks ago, and Matt's a great guy. He really is. I don't have his logo on my banner. I'm getting ready to revamp my banner for 2024. But yeah,
there it is.
Matt's been generous enough to, with our relationship, he gives me product to and I give it to the cooks, and some of my judges classes as well. And what's really great about his product, as you guys already know, is you just add a cup of water and you got two fresh dough balls. So in our rules, we state that you could, of course, make your own dough is probably the way to go. You could buy, dough balls that are already made, pre-made. You could even buy a pizza crust and compete with that. Now, that's not going to win you anything, but if somebody's just, hey, I just want to give this a go and sort of get them in there, we put that in the rules. So right now we've opened it up wide open to just get as many people as we can to get some interest in this. And then, as it goes along, we might tweak a couple of those rules there to have some better competition. So yeah, they do this on a real professional level in Vegas every year. They have a pizza expo. They have a U.S. pizza team. Yeah, those guys they're awesome. They in fact, they had a little pizza summit down in Orlando a few weeks ago. I went down there, and what they did for this competition, they had 2 stations set up, and they actually let the cooks or the judges watch them make the pizza. Usually it's a blind taste, but they presented their pizza, told them how they made their dough, and gave them all the lowdowns. But really a cool, to see it on a professional level like that. But we're trying to do sort of the opposite of that. We want the backyard cook guy, someone like me that, hey, I used to make pizza 30 years ago, and I think I can make a pretty good pizza, and just have fun. That's what it's really all about with us. We try to keep the rules pretty simple and not really get convoluted with all that, and just trying to make it a fun thing.
So have you reached out to the SCA to try and see if you guys can? I mean, 'cause it seems like it's run on a pretty similar as an SCA that
it is. I've met Brett a couple times. I did not want to. I didn't want to force myself or the issue on him. I started this thing real small, and now I just recently retired about a month ago. And now it's time for me to try to take it to the next level. And I hope that's a possibility going forward. I really would like to, tie into. We actually did have one event in Opelika with BBQ, Mike Smith over there. They had a steak event on a Saturday, and we had a competition on a Friday night. That really John Lindsay and Ronald Burns and a couple of those guys came over and competed. John's wife actually won that competition.
Oh, nice.
Really cool.
John's a good guy.
Yeah, really good guy.
Yeah, Dan Dickey throwing out he loves the urban slicer. And I know you're talking about like with the barbecue and trying to get the pizzas in there, that the urban slicer has the grilled crust.
Yeah.
Throw it right on your grates. I did one of those on my Weber EX6 from Wanamaker's.
How'd it turn out?
It turned out great. I actually did. I think I did a white pizza with, I think steak and some of the W sauce,
Nice.
Provolone, smoked provolone cheese. Yeah, it was really good. I'm going to get back to a couple others here. Connie Kaufman said best pizza I've judged. We got Gary Lombard saying classes and competitions are fun. Keep going, Jerry.
Yeah, Gary's a judge and he's competed a couple times.
Yes, sure. Got to get my plugs in there, but
yeah,
always. And then I missed one back up here. I know you. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Girls and Bills with Nick and Jay were asking about the categories for the competition. So right now it's pretty much just an open category. You're turning in a pizza, whatever you're deciding to turn in. But
Yes.
It definitely could turn into something where you're having different categories. You could have a breakfast pizza, a regular pizza, a dessert pizza. So there could be multiple different categories that you said a seafood.
Yeah,
pizza.
I mean, tie some type of seafood in there.
Yeah.
In our judges classes, I intentionally keep those classes small because in doing the judging for barbecue and judging for steak, I see the judging being a very critical part of the whole thing. I mean, of course, the judges determine who wins or not, but when I have my classes, I keep them very small. Usually I do 6 at a time, but I've done 12. I'll do 12 max, but I do that intentionally to give that one-on-one type of feeling. And I'll cook pizzas and we'll judge them one at a time. We'll break them all down, have open conversation around exactly what we're looking for to judge. So my intention is when those judges leave, they really know what we're looking for as judges. There's no question on how we score and such. So that part of it's really been fun for me teaching.
So how many teams have you been averaging at an event, or have you put a limit on it, or are you just see how many you get, or what do you guys average about for teams at a competition?
8 to about 11, I think 11 or 12. 11 is the most we've had so far. We've had 5 events. And like I said, that's been the toughest part. I'm actually, for my first event, I had a chef from Las Vegas actually won the competition. I had a person from Knoxville, a guy from Florida. There was only, out of the 8 people we had for that first event, only 2 were local in Georgia, and the rest were out of state. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that being on podcasts like this, that's what I really appreciate. You guys giving me a voice out there to try to grow this thing. With some, I met Mike from Mike's Hot Honey down in Orlando. He's going to jump on board as a sponsor. His hot honey is phenomenal, and that's a good fit for what we're doing. So hopefully, with a couple more sponsors where, I could sort of take this to the next level, get out a little bit more, travel some. So for instance, if you guys wanted to have an event in Illinois, we would try to organize a judges class the night before the event. Get 12 to 15 people, have a class, and then the next day have the event. So much in the same manner, as what SCA does.
So I was reading on the website, so you have to become a member first, right? And then you can become a judge.
Yes. But to cook and compete, you don't have to be a member.
Okay.
But to be a judge, you do.
You could. Did you think of? Do you know Tony McGee with Why Not Georgia Barbecue?
No, I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
No. I'm friends with him on Facebook. You guys are in the same area.
Yeah, they did a big event.
I do have friends, Ryan, on Facebook. Some I actually know.
Plug
one, but yeah, he does, as you were just talking. I always see him promoting his little shop, and he's always at a lot of the barbecue events down there, and he seems to know some people as far as barbecue, just to kind of link you, keep you in that geographical area to kind of grow it there and get the word out to other places. It might try reaching out to.
Yeah, I sure will.
And see what he can do for you, because it seems to me it's a messaging thing right now. I think it sounds like a pretty cool thing, and it's maybe that's the thing as far as getting people to sign up. Either that or just from doing the dinner winners. There's some people that just they hear competition and right away they're scared to these are all professionals and they're cooking, and I look like a goof, like Ryan when he goes into competitions. That's how he usually marches into the thing. That's why he had to start his own griddle battle.
See, I got my backups here, kind of like the griddle battle. I wasn't even plugging the griddle battle, but yeah, Jerry, it's like the same thing. We're up there.
If you can't beat anybody, Ryan, just start your own competition. That's how it.
That's what it's all about. I don't see anybody else doing a nationwide pizza cook-off.
No, so listen, Alpha was really generous to give me. They've given me 6 ovens so far. 2 single ovens, a couple bigger, and then a real big wood fired. And starting off, I was taking these ovens to the events, and I was going around to different restaurants, pizza places, to get them to come out and say, look, hey, if you don't have an oven, I got one out there you could use, just trying to get them out there. And you hit on a point there a little while ago when you said, they come out there, they got a restaurant, and they don't win anything. They think they might look bad or something, but it's all about having fun. Really, at the end of the day, we had a guy He's competed in most every event we had, and we had an event on September 30th. He came in last. The very next event, 2 weeks later, he won the event.
Yeah.
So and it's all about just knowing what you're cooking on, perfecting it, just like anything. Know your oven, your grill, or whatever you're cooking on, and then perfect it a little bit at a time.
Yeah. That Blackstone Products Ligero pizza oven is very portable, with just under 30 pounds.
Jeez. You sound like a used car salesman at this point. Jeez Louises.
It's just like when I promote, Wanamakers at 1940.
Ron, you got to let me know how your oven performs. I'd like to.
I will. I haven't, like I said, I just put it together last night. Out of the box took me about 35 minutes to put it together. It's pretty nice. I got to get my pizza peels and everything else to be able to slide my pizza in there, else I'm going to look like a fool. But
yeah, so
I'll probably still look like a fool. Steve, I caught you before I gave you that opening. I figured I'd take that one back from you.
Right.
What's really challenging though for the cook-offs is, how in barbecue and in steak, when you're judging, that appearance score is usually a 10. I mean, those guys out there have perfected their craft. They're really, really good at what they do. For pizza, it's a little different because the hardest part of the whole thing is transferring from your peel into that oven and keeping that pizza perfectly round. Now, there's little ways around that. They make pizza screens. You could start your pizza off on a screen. Just put it in there, let that dough rise a little bit, take it out, take the screen off, put your sauce and toppings on there, and beat it that way. But it's a little different. It's really interesting. Those appearance scores aren't a given 10. So, you got to constantly watch that pizza when it's in that oven. You don't want it to get too charred and too black on the crust. But basically, in that meeting, when I'm talking to the cooks, we're looking for perfection, and we're looking for something that tastes good. Usually, when you put too many toppings on there, usually doesn't work out too well. But if you got something on there that complements, the toppings complement each other, just perfect what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you're talking about the people here at competition, like Steve said, they just get nervous because they think everybody is a professional. Dan Dickey's 37 years old. He's been cooking competitively for the last half a decade. There's a lot of people out there, just like he's saying, that are better than him. But I mean, he's out there killing it too. And it's any given Sunday.
Yeah, Dan does. Yeah, Dan does really good he's on the steak circuit, so he does a good job. He's with that cheese curd cartel, so they do some good work up there.
Dollar General, I didn't know they sold pizza.
I didn't know they had pizza peels either. So I know they got the good scraper choppers for the side of the Blackstones to block the heat. But Gary, this is just some good old apple juice.
It is not. It's Whistle Pig. He keeps the good stuff for himself.
Yeah. Anyways, I was going to ask something. Now you threw me off, Steve.
Well, that's good because then I can ask my question. What I did that on purpose. It was like a block. What is the percentage of people that'll actually at the competitions? How many are actually using, say, like a uni or a Gosney or something like that, versus just throwing it on a Weber kettle or something like that with the pizza stone?
Yeah, good question. That most probably 70% of whoever's cooking on a uni. You see an occasional Halo has been an oven in there that Matt's real high on them. I haven't cooked on that. There's been some Gosneys, but yeah, the majority seems to be the uni. you know, what I try to offer my members on the website is 3 different types of ovens. One, a real high price point oven that's on a trailer. And actually, the last competition we had, one guy actually rolled in there with one on the back of a trailer. Really nice. Then Alpha is sort of my midpoint sponsor for their ovens. Their ovens start around $900 for their smallest oven, but they're very well made. It just depends on your budget. And then for the lower end, you know, I have Gosney right now. Actually, you know, they make a pretty good oven, but Uni ovens are they've been on the market longer. They really review well, and from what I could tell, they perform pretty good.
Are they doing the unis? Are the unis to charcoal wood, or are they running propane?
I've seen both. One guy, the one guy I was telling you about, the last competition, he cooks with wood, and then a couple of the other guys I know have propane.
See, Steve got to go here in Lyle. No,
where's that? Yeah, the Pizza Academy. Yeah, the Pizza Academy in Lyle. Yeah, they had
tell me about that.
It's the National Pizza and Culinary Academy, I think it is, in Lyle, and he does a whole bunch of classes, and he'll do real pizza classes. He's got the real big, but he had the alphas as well, and because he's an alpha dealer, and you're right. I mean, the alpha ovens were really nice. I mean, because I sell the Uni and the Gosney, and the alpha ovens, I thought felt more substantial than either one of those, and they're gorgeous units.
Oh, yeah, they are. And remember when you had Matt on talking about recovery time?
Mm-hmm.
That's where your alpha ovens come in, because their stones are over about an inch thick. They retain that heat. So, like I said, you got that 45-minute window, and you're trying to turn in your first one. You could go right back to back, and you will have a pizza within 2 minutes. That's how well built they are. Whereas Uni, they take a little bit longer to recover if you're trying to cook, really quick.
Yeah, I think that's what Anthony, who runs the Pizza Cat, that's what he was saying. Is the most important part about the ovens when you're looking for one is you got to get the one with the best stone, because it's that recovery time that is the big factor, and they'll all get hot. It's just how well the stone recovers.
Yeah, especially if you're in a competition or even at home cooking for family. If you're waiting 15 minutes for a pizza,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's everybody won't show up the next time. So,
we had my good friend Mojo here was asking
instant yeast or regular yeast. Hey, there's so many dough recipes out there, and I try to. I'm always working with something, just trying to come up with something new. The hardest my favorite type of pizza is Sicilian style. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's real light. It's usually rectangular or square, about an inch thick, but it's real light, and it has a crunch on the bottom. Very similar, Detroit style pizza is similar, but the crust doesn't really it's not really that airy and crunchy as a Sicilian style. And they build that outer crust on a Detroit. They put that mozzarella, they build the edges so it caramelizes on there, sort of similar to a Chicago style when they try to caramelize that crust with the cheese. I've been trying to perfect a Sicilian dough for years, and still, I mean, it's good, but not quite where I want it to be, but I try to use fresh yeast, and then I go to the dry yeast, and there's hardly any difference.
Mojo says, yum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, put that one from Griddles and Vittles up there about the $2.99, because you can use their code and save some money. That use code Vittles. Make sure anybody who's going out there looking on their products to make sure they use code Vittles, and make sure they get anything that's coming to them for using that code, because that's the code we're pushing today is Vittles.
Or BBB. It's a lot easier now.
You can spell Vittles.
Yeah, BBB. It's a lot easier. But I know I did have Dan Dickey was asking about the pizza power source on there. It does have a plug-in for the rotating stone in the middle, or you could throw 4 AA batteries in there as well. So it's portable. You can take it camping with you, and then it's just attached to propane for heat. Hang on. Is quarterite a good stone? Ever?
No, I haven't heard of that one. To be
So
honest with you,
Good,
No,
that's good, because I didn't either.
I've heard of the baking steel, the steel type components they come out with. I'm eager to try one of those. They claim that crust is a lot more crunchier when you put that on a grill and cook with that steel versus a stone. So I've been trying to contact those guys to see if they would be interested in getting involved with this thing, but I haven't got any response from them.
well, that could be something to think about too for your categories. I mean, you could let's do a deep dish, let's do a Chicago style, do a Detroit style, do New York or Sicilian if you can,
Yeah,
you do a Sicilian style, and then you get 15, 20 people out there, and you get to try them all. Whichever one's the best, you go, okay, now you teach me how to do it.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully when I move this up, I got some interest up in the New York area on doing an event up there. So that would be great up there. That's very popular in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Say about discount codes. If you guys want to check out discount codes, thebarbecueproshop.com. Use chat 10 for 10% off your order.
On $10 or more.
On $10 or more.
You didn't put that in the code. Yes, the Barbecue Pro Shop. If you're not local to a local retailer such as Wanamaker's, and you are far, far away, and you don't have a local source for anything, you can go to Barbecue Pro Shop. There it is. Chat 10. The Barbecue Pro Shop.
It's one of our newest sponsors for the page, so we got to get our plug out there for them.
Well,
yeah, that's why
we want them to be a sponsor.
We want them.
That's why I threw up my banner there. I mean, you gotta.
Jerry's trying to show his banner, and then you put our.
I'm
promo.
sorry.
Oh, you gotta throw props to your sponsors. I mean,
I see Gosney's on there, Alpha's on there, Fire Within. Yeah, you got a lot of good ones on there.
Oh,
yeah,
Uni's not on there.
No, Uni passed. I met those guys out at the Pizza Expo in 2021.
Yeah,
they were interested. When they got back and chatted, got the team to go, they wanted to wait to see where this thing went before they sort of committed. So,
look at Jerry being very diplomatic.
Yeah,
he's being very diplomatic. There's something about investing in an idea is what Uni should have been doing. But
yeah, I was gonna say a couple things, but I caught myself as well too, because you almost have to be sort of on some of it. But I did since you brought it up, and I've never heard of it either. I decided
there you go.
Grab this up there, the
there
portion paddle.
They're very cool.
Pretty neat looking.
And the guy will conform. He sells mostly to schools. If you think about it, schools, they just slicing those pizzas, they use those and get all perfect slices but really nice guy, Greg, and he'll make one whatever size. He'll build you one to whatever specs you want.
I might have to look into those. Does he have one that does tavern style pizza where you can get the little squares?
Yep, sure does.
Wow. Hey.
I was looking at their website here. It's
very, very cool.
Griddles and Vittles, of course, was reminding us that
yes,
we were at Wanamaker's once. Yeah, it was a nice store, I bet, but they didn't get to see.
Fire Within. They're out in Denver, Colorado. They actually teach. They have a wood fire university. It's a 5 or 6 day class that you sign up for, and it goes into real in depth about cooking anything on wood fire. So they're check out their website. They're a pretty interesting company. They do a lot of different things, but they have pull behind full kitchens and with pizza ovens built in, and I think all the way up to 50 grand. I think they start around 18,000 at their smallest one, but really, really cool product.
Only 18,000. I'll take 2.
Yeah,
take 2. Maybe they'll give you one. Maybe they'll give you one, Ryan. You can trade them in your. Can trade in your Blackstone, and
No, I can't.
Oh Jesus! Sorry. There he goes, Jerry. See what I'm saying? It's like every 5 minutes, it's a plug.
Did you see Did I show you the new cups? Look at those.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
Like
Dan Dickey said he's got a few friends who have jumped in on the ground floor of several cooking sanctioning bodies, where it's just really good. So if you want to get in touch with Dan Dickey,
all right,
match up with people.
Dan,
you can call me about the griddle battle. I don't know if you heard of that thing yet.
Maybe you guys can do a combine. Now those would go together. I think you could do the griddle battle and have a Pizza Cookoff Association.
Yeah.
I really want to see one of these competitions go off because I think it sounds pretty cool. I actually want to be a judge because I just love pizza.
You can sign up to be a member, and then you can sign up to take a judging class and become a judge. And if you want to go check it out, you can go to pizzacook-off.com.
Yeah, I hyphenated it.
I think it's a cool concept. I think the whole thing is really cool, and I want to help you get your name out there because I think that's real. I think it's a really cool event. It's really neat. I'm gonna have to. And you said you talked to Brett from the SCA about.
No, I didn't approach him on it. Like I say, he's been in a couple events that I've judged for steak. He's come to. They had an event over at the Atlanta racetrack, and he was there, but. I don't try to push my association on anybody. When I go to barbecue competitions or steak competitions, if it comes up in conversation, I'll talk about myself and what I do, but I'm not there to push my association on anybody. So I felt like, if Brett knows who I am, Brett knows what I do. And I'd love to do something with those guys, but maybe one day it'll happen. I think it just needs to happen naturally. I don't want to try to force it.
Sometimes
exactly how I'm doing with the griddle battle. I haven't talked about it at all.
Sometimes, yeah. Maybe I haven't talked to Brett in forever. I'm on a different person in my head because I was going to ask you if you know Brad from the shed down there in Mississippi. Oh yeah, okay, that's a.
No, I've heard about that event, and that's one of the ones Memphis in May and the shed are the two I want to go to next year.
Yeah, because that would be I think because I know he does a big, huge steak cook-off thing that maybe I don't know, maybe pizza isn't big in his part of the woods, but I think it would be. I think anywhere there's a steak cook-off, I think the two would go together. I think so. Maybe I'll nudge Brett and say, hey, I had Jerry on from the Pizza Cookoff Association on my show, and you guys need to talk because they're very similar.
Mississippi.
I think it's Mississippi.
It is.
It is Mississippi. It's way down there.
I can't remember the city it's in, but it's in Mississippi.
It's the Shed Barbecue and Blues Joint is what its full name is. Yeah, they're down in Mississippi. They're way down there, and I can't think of it. We were going to stop there when we were volunteering in Louisiana one time, and
Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
There it is.
7501 Highway 57, Ocean Springs, Mississippi 39565.
And Brett, come on the show. I mean, I've been trying to get him on the other show, but he won't go on the other show either. But
I keep missing Dan's message here. He said he'd love to do the grill battle. I was just trying to bring it up, but
so far they've been happening on the same days of other important competitions.
I don't think
that's
that's
what he meant to say,
Steve. I mean, I get that.
Yeah, that seems to be a thing too. Every time I set a date, and then something else is always going on that same day. I mean, our very first event that we had was in May of last year, same weekend as Memphis in May.
Oh, Jesus.
So, but you know, we'll get there.
Shed's its own thing. It's a very busy day.
Yeah, I want to get to that one. I want to get to that one too.
It's an awesome event, Ocean Springs.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about that event.
Yeah, I do want to get to that event. I'm another one. I want to get to Memphis in May, but unfortunately, the store's busiest season is May, so it's hard for me to get away from May. So it may end up being. I might try next year. They might try and do the Royal. I might do the Royal instead, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's a whole different story. No one needs to know where I want to go.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you, me?
So I was seeing too, Jerry, I know we're getting close to our end of our hour here, but there's you have a section on your website for promoters that if they're looking to put on an event somewhere near them. Is that what that's for?
It
is.
is.
Get a lot of didn't look at it enough to have it on there.
Yeah, anybody interested in wanting to have an event, look at that page. Feel free to contact me anytime. As this thing's starting off, I'm willing to work with folks on waiving a couple. If I'm the rep, I'm not going to charge a rep fee. I try to help whoever's putting on that event, keep their costs low as well. And, I'll work with them any way I can to put it together.
And guys, it does on the website, there are, oh my gosh, the first time I got to cut you off in a long time. On the website, you do have like your little timelines, whether it's like, just a one pizza and an ancillary or a double pizza and things like that. So it is kind of neat and, the same essential as the griddle battle with, you can do it in a day and be done and not have to be there at 3:00 in the morning to set up or the night before to set up and, just do portable ovens. It's nice to just be able to come out.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to mention, though, that I've tried to do different than the barbecue competitions and the steak competitions is to have pizza available for the public. Now, when you're having 300 or 400 people there in a festival, you can't, feed everybody. But my approach to that is I get those cooks in that 45-minute window. If they cook more than, one pizza, they have to donate at least one pizza to the promoter, or if not more. And the promoter has, the ability to put together people's choice or to give that pizza away, sell those slices. And then in addition to that, I try to partner up with a local pizzeria, not Papa John's or Domino's, a local mom and pop store to come out to that event and sell slices. Because that was my biggest disappointment the first time I went to a barbecue competition was
no barbecue.
Yeah, there's nothing for us to eat. We're
smelling that might have a lot to do, Jerry, with the because I know the lovely people at the health department in Page County
Yep.
They would quite shun on the fact that you're handing out food to the public without a big, huge walk-in freezer and a 3 kitchen sinks, and some of the rules are just strange for things that are a teardown event that are like a competition. But so that's probably why you don't see it. But I agree with you. I wish it was. And if you know the timing of a turn-in at a barbecue thing, and you have access to the competition team, sometimes you can find your way to food.
True.
I've done it.
Steve's done it multiple times.
Multiple times.
I know Sean was
just average person walking up to an event. And that is the biggest. We've had some issues with that, but there's always some workarounds we found, and we do our best to try to make that happen. That was one of my big focal points on putting this together, was to try to have some pizza, whether it's from the people cooking them or bringing in somebody local, to sell slices.
Oh,
I got a quick question, Ryan. I got to get this question in because the hour's getting over almost. But say that our good friend Sean has the competition there, the Saluting with Smoke competition, and he wants to do a Pizza Cookoff Association thing, and then maybe a griddle battle with it, but more often the Pizza Cookoff Association thing. How do we get judges? I mean, you'll come up and you'll help with the whole thing, but how do we get judges? Would you put on a judging class ahead of time to make judges up here? Because I don't think there's one Pizza Cookoff Association judge up here in the.
That's what I alluded to earlier. If we set a date, on a Saturday for an event, we would promote that thing. We'd have to promote it, plan ahead of time. And hey, we're putting together this event. We're having a judges class for anybody interested. I can do it through my website. You guys do it through yours, and Facebook, and however we could promote it to say we're having a class for those interested. Now, judges, I found out they're not hard. It's not hard to get a group of people to want to be judges.
It's not hard to find people that want to eat pizza, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, that's been really the easiest part of this whole thing is judges. The sponsorship's been great. The people, have been great. And the next thing is to try to get more people competing and getting this thing, to the next level, as I mentioned. But I don't think we'd have a problem with that, honestly. I did it up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I've had a couple classes or one class up there. I did a morning session and an afternoon session. The event actually fell through. We didn't get enough. We only had 5 people to sign up to cook. So the guy that was promoting that event, we ended up canceling that. I've had a couple classes over in Huntsville, Alabama, in lieu of trying to get some events over in that neck of the woods. So the judges' classes have been pretty easy to put together.
Interesting.
Dan said a workaround. I can't give it to you, but I can't take it from you. Here it is.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of guys that'll do. I have seen that where they'll take at the barbecue competitions, they'll take their extras and they just kind of set it on a counter that's accessible by the public and kind of turn their back. And it's, if someone walks up and grabs one, it's not their fault. They weren't selling it. They weren't giving it away. Someone just took it.
Grabbed it. Yeah, because you were. I mean, Sean did have at Saluting with Smoke. There's a lot of signs that says they cannot get food to the public. You got to worry about that part. Is if somebody gets the food and they happen to get sick because something's undercooked or they're allergic to something's on there, then you got to worry about that side. But Griddle Battle / Pizza Comp in Whitehall, Michigan.
Do it.
Yeah, that's the first to the.
Long as it's not during the winter time.
Oh, I think we're March, May. I think we're looking.
I'll be up for that.
May next year is the first 2 griddle battles were here in Illinois, so that's going to be the first one that we're going to do outside of the state, kind of expanded. So it's kind of neat.
Oh, I might have to go to that one then.
Oh, I can't with you sometimes.
Ryan, we're at an hour. Ryan.
Wow,
that fast.
Quick.
I'm still intrigued by the whole pizza cook-off thing. I really am. I think it's a neat concept, Jerry, and I hope you do well with getting it going, because I'll try my best to promote it, because I think it's really cool. I'm just a pizza lover in general, and then to have a competition, I think I could be a master judge in that.
Love to have you,
a master judge. So you got to get your membership, and then you can sign up to be a judge.
And after 25 events, you're a master judge.
Master judge. Now, so real quick before we get out of here, so membership is a one-time fee, or is that an annual fee?
It's an annual fee.
And then judging is annual as well?
No, it's a one-time fee.
One time, okay.
You just have to keep your membership.
Keep your membership going. I got you.
You want to be a judge.
Any perks with what are the perks for being a member itself?
That's where the sponsors come in. We try to give when you click on their links on my website, it'll take you to theirs. Matt has worked with me to give discounts on his product, and that's basically what I'm trying to achieve, to give people. We send you a badge, we send you a nice PCA sticker, and then we try to offer discounts for, that's what I'm working out with Mike's Hot Honey. They're coming on board, and they'll be on the website soon, and it'll drive you to his website to hopefully get a little discount on his product. So
excellent.
Good stuff. A lot of good information, guys. Go check it out. I'm going to throw the website up here one more time for you, so it's there for you. Jerry, we appreciate you coming on the show and starting this whole Pizza Cookoff Association. We're intrigued by it. Hopefully there's something up here close to us, or maybe we take a road trip. I mean, you're talking real quick. I'll go back to you were talking about the competitions and bringing a local mom and pop pizza place there. There you go, Steve. We got the Pizza Love Tour.
Ooh,
there you go.
Because we do a barbecue love tour, so we go every month. Wow. We find a barbecue restaurant that's a mom and pop.
Well, that's cool.
Barbecue restaurant. Try to get people in and bring the love back into the barbecue.
Nice.
Steve started. I tagged along.
I'm sure your lovely bride would love once a month to do the Pizza Love Tour and the Barbecue Love Tour, plus the show every Thursday night. And
plus the griddle battles,
plus the griddle battles, plus the classes, and
yeah.
She loves pizza though more than she loves barbecue.
It is a toss up.
Yeah.
Jerry, thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad we were able to reschedule and get you on today, because I think it's a super neat idea. And if you got a sticker, send me a sticker, because I want to stick it in the store.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll get in touch.
Send you my address to the store button.
You can send them some stickers too. You got all about barbecue stickers, or no, you don't.
I do have barbecue stuff. I think I got some Wanamaker stickers somewhere. I don't.
Jerry, the background behind this is I've had stickers for barbecue Blackstone and beer, and Steve has always given me such a hard time that every single time I'm out there, I'm handing out my stickers, going here's barbecue Blackstone and beer, and now I have griddle battle stickers too. But it's funny that he's getting on the sticker party now.
Yeah, but Jerry, in my defense, Jerry, as you're getting to be part of this at the end of the show, I'm not walking around like I'm running for mayor, handing out. I give my stickers out every once in a while. I mean, Ryan's sticking them on the foreheads of babies and handing them out to just about any Tom, Dick, and Harry that's walking by.
I only put it on one baby's head, and after the lawsuit, I would never do that again. Oh, that's funny. Jerry, again, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Looking forward to see where the Pizza Cookoff Association is going from here. We'll definitely stay in touch. I know earlier before we started the show, I said I wanted to pick your brain on some things, so we'll be in touch shortly.
And he does have a page on Facebook, so you can do the Pizza Cookoff Association on Facebook, so you can watch things happen live.
Yeah, I have my page, and then I also have a Pizza Cook-Off community page where anybody could list, anything about pizza on that one, and then on my page, is content that I list. So different ways, but really, guys, I appreciate you having me, and we'll stay in touch.
Thanks, Jerry.
Right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too.
What did that say? Stephen for class president.
Stephen for class president.
The Mr. Ambassador, Dan Dickey
Tom
up
said
there.
He never got his. He said he never got his.
I gave
Mojo
Tom.
says
I think Tom got
show.
it. I think Tom got a sticker. I think he's just mistaken. Hey, Tom, guess what? I know Tom. That's
J sticker.
Tom's mom and dad were in the store yesterday or today. I can't remember which day it was because all the days seem the same to me at this.
Did you actually get to meet them in the store, Tom's mom and dad, or what?
They did, because I didn't know it was Tom's mom and dad, but they said their son likes to come here all the time, and they said, "Oh, do you know Tom Seek?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "We volunteer all the time with Barbecue Relief and everything too." So yeah, they were in there shopping. So you might get some good Christmas gifts this year, Tom.
So I want to throw this up here one more time too. Pizza Cookoff Association, great thing, great event. Looking forward to hopefully being able to attend one sometime. So great concept, just like the griddle battle. If you haven't heard of that,
Tom says, "What are you getting for Christmas?" I didn't pay attention, Tom.
you guys sell the charcoal in the back, right? So the lump charcoal. That's what they got. Tom.
I got that. I got that. I do. I got the Fogo bags this year. That's Santa's bag of coal.
See, there you go.
But yeah, make sure you check out that. I think the Pizza Cookoff Association is cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I think you should link those with some of your griddle battles. And I think you're right. I think that if you go to the one in Michigan, I think you should link one up there. If you're going to do it in May, unfortunately, I probably won't be able to make it because it's it's in May. It's in May.
Well, you're not going
it's hard for me to go anywhere in May.
Yeah.
So
yeah. See, charcoal.
What else you do?
Tom's happy with charcoal.
Charcoal work. He's a barbecue guy, and it's all supplies are good supplies.
Mojo says it's cool. So
I think their big comment was I don't understand why Tom's into all this stuff. That's what I think they were all. They just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, they were very nice. They were actually very nice. It actually took me by surprise because I didn't know that was Tom's mom and dad. So it was good to see.
Guys, also don't forget barbecueproshop.com. If you want 10% off your order of $10 or more, use code chat10. Good stuff.
Get there today. Get there now. Get there next week. Get there within the next couple days. Why are you still here? Order
by Wednesday.
Order by Wednesday.
Tell about us. Go there by next Wednesday. Order something. Use code chat10. Then you can tell about us next Thursday. So speaking of next Thursday, who we got next Thursday?
I don't think we got anybody for next Thursday.
Oh. All right. Well, I guess we got to get planning here.
We got to get going. Well, we took
whole
that
Thanksgiving weekend just kind of
the whole thing. I was off for. I was kind of behind on getting guests for the live from the barbecue department at Wanamaker's, and then I contacted Jerry late because I forgot that it was already up to his that it was November 30th already, and so I had to hurry up and get him the link to the. Because Sterling Smith, I gave it to him like 10 minutes before the show started.
Terrible. All right, we'll work on that. We'll figure out who our guest is going to be for next week.
Yeah.
Guys, this thing is kind of cool too. I really want to look into one of these now that I have the new Blackstone Ligero pizza oven. I think this would be great.
I think it'd just be cool just to have it home. You don't even have to have a pizza oven. You can just have an oven. And I think it'd be cool it helps you slice your pizza, Ryan.
A little Jack's pizza.
Yeah, you have a hard time with straight lines.
A Jack's pizza with some urban slicer, the Mojo seasoning on it.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Well, with that, we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us again for another Thursday edition of Thursday Night Barbecue Chat.
Another Thursday night edition of the Thursday Night Barbecue.
Whatever. I'm trying here. I'm just going to go back to my apple juice.
And as everybody, please be kind, courteous, and nice to everybody out there that's working in the service industry, especially at this lovely time of Christmas, because after all, everything is going to be busier. And as we all know, you are not the only one shopping at the store. So therefore, don't think that you are, and don't treat the employees as if you should be. You like that? Was a little more forceful today.
I like that one. Yeah.
Than normal.
It was a little more.
Yeah, just be kind, courteous, and just be nice and just be happy. It's a good season. It's a loving season. It's the giving season. Let's just be happy. And as always, it's our differences that makes us great. So let's please be a little more tolerant of people who are different than you are. Because after all, who would want to live in a society where everybody was the same? Just think if Ryan and I were the same. Where would the banter be?
Where would the banter be?
I don't know. It wouldn't be here.
Would be here. Guys, we're 11 minutes over our hour here.
Ding, 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 ding. But make sure you get the Barbecue Pro Shop, get into Wanamaker's, get into your local barbecue place, buy supplies and all that other good stuff. And there it is. Chat 10, Barbecue Pro Shop. Get it.
Yeah.
And we'll get a guest for next week because we had a fun time this week. So we'll get another one.
Great show.
What show is this? Is this 18? This was 18, 17, 16?
Yeah, 16. We're getting there.
We might make it to 20. We'll see if we can find enough people to get to 20.
All right.